Dan, thanks for sitting down with me today. I appreciate it.
Very much appreciated here as well, Shawn. Glad to be here.
Glad to finally get a chance to sit down.
Yeah.
We've tried, and I have had issues on my side that have kept us from being able to do
Well,
this.
we've had issues on my side too, so we finally got those resolved, and here we are.
It's perfect. Thanks again.
You're quite welcome.
Dan, in August, ABM announced that there was going to be no price increases for this growing season. That's not a normal thing necessarily for a company to announce.
No.
What was the thinking, or what was the logic of being able to put that out into the world?
Well, the logic actually started with me. I grew up on a farm. We raised corn, soybeans, wheat, oats, and hogs, so I'm very, very sensitive to the pricing and the input costs that farmers face, not just when I was growing up, but also today. And we made the conscious decision to hold prices where they are for this year and not to increase them. And because we have to keep the farmer in business. Without him, none of us would have a job, and we wouldn't have the businesses that we have. So we're very, very appreciative and also very cognizant of keeping the farmer in business.
Nice. Seed companies and farmers, thank you.
Well, we appreciate their business, and we want to continue to do the things that we have to do from a manufacturer's side to make sure that both the seed industry and the farmers get the best benefits that they can.
Great. And speaking of manufacturing, I understand you folks have a large new expansion coming at your head office facility.
We do.
Yeah, can you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure. We wanted to expand our facility. We have actually two phases. One is we're just expanding the current facility that we have to increase our biological production capacity. Mm-hmm. And to bridge the gap, going to a new facility about a mile from where we are that'll be online in 2 years, we had to do the increased production capacity on our current production facility. That's a mouthful, isn't it?
Right.
But at the same time, our demand is growing for our products. And actually that demand is growing exponentially. So whether we were going to have a new facility in 2 years or not, we were going to have to increase our production capacity. And the other thing that has come about that adds into that is that, as you're aware, we opened up a new R&D facility in Geneva, New York. And we have what we call a focused microbial diversity discovery platform. And we're getting new and improved microbes coming out of that program itself, so we needed the additional capacity to keep up with that as well.
Good problems to have.
They're great problems to have.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It absolutely beats the alternative, which is waiting on business to come. But with the increased capacity there in Van Wert, we also are going to be supplying our distributor, which we purchased back in December in South Africa. So we have an ABM South Africa division now, and until they are able to produce their own microbes there, then we're producing them in Van Wert and then exporting them to South Africa to be formulated in a product there.
Right. And kind of speaking of partnerships, I think earlier this year, ABM and Cornell University announced a joint partnership, a patent.
Yeah, it's
signing.
more or less of a patent type of arrangement. We had contracted with Cornell University a few years ago to come up with 3 new novel trichoderma strains for us, and they did that. And we filed the patent on all 3 of those strains a few years ago. And the patent office wanted us to split those up into 3 separate patents. So we did that. The first patent on the first trichoderma was issued, I think, midsummer. And 2 weeks ago, we were notified that the second patent was issued and on the trichoderma strain. And the third trichoderma strain, that patent should be issued here shortly in the next couple of months.
Some of your products in the iGet product line already contain trichoderma, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, and so this patent more covers previous existing products?
It does. The 3 trichoderma strains that we are currently working with actually came out of Dr. Harmon's focused microbial diversity program.
Okay.
So that also lets us get into what we call a smart selection, which happened with the iGet technology with 2 specific trichoderma strains for corn, and we have 2 specific trichoderma strains for wheat.
Okay.
So that's where some of the patent issues have come about, as well as what they call the induced gene expression triggers, which is the iGet. So we increase the plant's capacity to take up nutrients. We increase the plant's own disease protection mechanisms. You know, we don't control diseases, but we give the plant, we increase the plant's capacity to do that. And we increase drought resistance, and we increase the plant's capacity for photosynthesis, and we also increase the root system. So we get better, what they call abiotic stress resistance to either drought or too much water.
Right. Excellent. Okay. And then you've also signed an agreement with Incotec.
We did.
Dan, I didn't see this one coming necessarily. This one I was surprised at. This is a great partnership.
Yeah, it's
to be able to get some of the ABM products into Incotec's lineup.
Absolutely.
And out into the market.
And that's why we signed the agreement with Incotec.
Right.
We've had a great working relationship with them for the last 3 to 4 years,
Right.
and we felt it was time to actually formalize that partnership.
Right.
Incotec has a terrific footprint around the world within the seed industry. And we, with the products that we are bringing online, with the Sabrex HC, which is the product they're going to be handling for us right now, to get that as an in-bag solution with the seed companies, whether it's corn, soybeans, rice, flower seed, they get into some of the other parts of the world. Incotec has a terrific way where we can partner to get both of our products as an in-bag solution.
Right. There's got to be some considerable logistics that go along with a partnership like this. Which
There is.
I know you guys have worked together for many years.
There is. The logistics part, to be honest with you, is not that big a problem for us right now. Right. With us having product being produced in Van Wert, we can ship anywhere in the world out of there, which we have been for the last 5 years. And with the production facility coming online in January in South Africa, we'll be able to provide product to the continent of Africa. We can get into Southeast Asia, into the rice market from there. And so logistics of being able to get product into the hands of Incotec will be much, much easier.
Dan, what do you see if we look into your crystal ball that I'm sure everyone asks you to look into? What's the next big thing when we look into biologicals that we can expect to see coming?
There's a lot of activity in the biologicals area, as you know. Again, I'm going to move back to the Focus Microbial Diversity platform, and that's really a high throughput discovery platform that we have filed a patent on, that Dr. Harmon and Dr. Molly Cadle-Davidson have put together. Allows us to do a lot of the screening on whether it's a trichoderma, bacillus, whatever the microbe is, to be able to screen that for whether it's disease resistant, insect resistance, increased drought tolerance that we can instill in the plant. It lets us do that in the lab, and then prove that theory at that point in the greenhouse, and be able to, because a lot of genomics and proteomics and phenotyping, all of that goes into that platform, and we're able to take that to our benefit. So we're going to, one of the new things that you're going to see is that we have an all-natural fungicide coming that we filed a patent on. We also have an all-natural insecticide that's coming out of that program. So there's a lot of good things that we can do without spending millions of dollars and putting out hundreds of thousands of plots just to find the right microbe.
Right.
We can do that now very efficiently.
It's amazing how great work attracts great partners.
It does.
It's amazing how that works.
It does. And like I said earlier, our demand for our products is growing exponentially. And being able to do that, we have to have the infrastructure with the intellectual property, have to have that platform. We have to have the operations side, which is production and packaging, and we also have to have the sales side to be able to place the product in the marketplace. So all of that is growing very, very rapidly for advanced biological marketing today.
Firing on all cylinders. I love to hear that. Awesome. Thanks for sitting down with me today. I appreciate it.
You're quite welcome, Shawn. Appreciate the opportunity.